Welcome to the Art of Appointment Setting podcast, where we ask today's most successful experts and entrepreneurs to share the most powerful lead generation and appointment setting tactics they use to build their business and grow their revenues. Now your host from the city that never sleeps, New York, is Tsybulskyi.
Hey, all right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining the conversation today. This is Tsybulskyi, and my guest today is Vovik Tsybulskyi. Vovik is the head of sales at Woodpecker. He's actually the head of inbound sales. And for those of you who don't know what Woodpecker is, it's a SaaS platform that enables B2B companies to connect with the ideal customers and dream partners that they want to work with. And Vovik joined the company in 2015, and he was the second salesperson in the company. And ever since he joined, he's helped the team to redesign the inbound sales process from scratch and grow the company really, really fast. So, Vovik, thanks so much for joining the conversation today.
Thank you so much, Kwesi, for having me. Appreciate this time with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm super, super excited because you and I had we first connected when I was using Woodpecker. When I joined the platform, and we had a chat. And one of the things that stood out to me was, how easy and simple the platform is. And ultimately, I know it's evolved from just being a cold email platform to enabling businesses to convert free users to paid users. And I want us to delve into that for a moment. But before we do that, I know, I can imagine when you joined, there were no established sales processes, no strong benchmarks. So how difficult was it for you to be the second salesperson in a SaaS company?
As you mentioned, I've joined the company in 2015. So at that time, we didn't have a sales process at all. So basically, we were not selling the product. And so basically, I was the second salesperson. And together with another person, we started selling Woodpecker and generally working on the process. Yeah, it was difficult because that was my first real job at that time. And I've been working as a salesperson at confectionery in Ukraine. So I never worked as a salesperson in a SaaS company. So that was definitely difficult for me. But I've got management background, right? So I do have a management degree, economics degree, and informatics, right? So it was definitely the good thing for me. It was the advantage, right? But it's still difficult for me, to get into IT business, to get into SaaS sales. So
right. Yeah, I can imagine it must be difficult. And for listeners out there, Woodpecker is headquartered in Poland.
Right.
So you're currently based in Poland, right?
Right. Yes. The city is called Wrocław. It's not.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's not the capital, Warsaw. It's Wrocław in Poland.
Wrocław. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of conversations with businesses in the UK, in the US, in North America, right?
Yeah. So right, that's not a secret that most of our clients are based in the US or in Western Europe. So definitely, we work a lot with those people.
Gotcha. All right. So let's delve into the process around inbound marketing. I know that part of your success at Woodpecker has been how you've managed to redesign the inbound sales process from scratch. And right now there's a lot of buzz around inbound marketing, and a key goal for a lot of different companies is to, of course, get leads with inbound and free users. But if we cut through all the noise and the clutter, how important is the freemium model where you get free users, then you can upsell them? How important is that for a lot of businesses today?
Definitely, yes. So the freemium model, that's an important thing nowadays. But actually, we do not have a free plan, right? So we do not have a premium product, right? So, but what we offer is a 14-day trial, right? So for 14 days, our users can test Woodpecker and can check if it works for them or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And so what's the a lot of instances where people sign up for software, to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually having a conversation with one software owner as well quite recently, and part of a challenge was people sign up for the platform,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this sort of obstacle or kind of a hindrance to getting them to use the platform for the long term. So, what have you seen to be some of the experiences you've had in terms of the reasons why people quit using the platform, whether it's yours or through your conversations with tech platforms? What have you found?
People quit actually on different stages, right? So they quit on within the trial. They understand that it doesn't work for them, right? It's not the right product, or they can even buy your product, but in several months they simply stops using your product. Yes, because of actually there can be different reasons, and I think that the most important reason why people quit and stop using your products, that's a bad targeting process, right? I mean that the first thing that the company needs to do, right, is to define the ideal customer profile. So
Mhm.
it's a really it's really a popular word nowadays, but it's really important, right? So if you target the right audience, the audience that should and will succeed by using your product, of course they will be using it for a long time, right? But
Mhm.
if the audience will not succeed, right, if it's not the right audience for your product, right, they will be quitting. It doesn't matter when,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if it's within the trial, and if it happens 2 months after purchase, right? But they will quit definitely because they do not succeed by using your product. So
Mhm.
you need to study this.
But let me
Mm-hmm.
let me play the devil's advocate for a
Mm-hmm.
second, because I know that for a lot of businesses, they they're successful at targeting the right customer profile, so they have the right persona, the kind of people they want to work with. And so a couple of years I was consulting for one software company, and they did have a ton of quality sort of inbound leads who are actually signing up for free use of the platform. But in addition to that, I feel that a lot of them were not optimizing the use of the free trial as they should. Have you seen that to be true in your case? And what are some of the things that you did to improve that?
Of course, I can mention two more reasons to answer this question. Of course, definitely onboarding, right? That's important. I'm talking about the technical stuff, right? Because we're living in a really busy world, right? So people do not have time, right? All of the time, people do not
Hmm.
have time, right? So when you work in B2B domain, especially in B2B domain, yes, people are really busy selling own products,
Hmm.
right? So they do not have time to waste it on figuring out how to, to log into your platform, right? So the technical stuff should be prepared, right? But we live in the century when different bad things happens, and technically we are not able to avoid problems. So that's why it's important on every stage of using your product, whether it's a trial, whether it's a premium, I don't know, usage, premium product, premium user.
Hmm.
There should be people that can support your clients, right, on every stage.
Hmm.
So that's why we do have the inbound sales team that actually provides our clients with the support. And if the technical things, they fail, right? They're always a person that can help our users to to onboard and to use the product.
To what extent, and I really love this point, I want us to stay on this point for a second here. So the combination of the systems, the technical structures, plus a human person to intervene when something goes wrong. Now, to what extent do you indulge or involve the humans in the process? Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? Or is it just on contingencies, as in if things go totally wrong, then the humans get involved? What's the process you have?
So definitely, we trying to control all the stuff that happen. We do have the systems. We do have insights on how many people actually on board, how many people have problems with the confirmation link, right, with onboarding, with starting a campaign, and so on and so on. So we, as inbound sales team, we check this information. We have this data, and we use this data to contact those people that it looks that they want to use the product, right? But they have they're having some problems, and we are trying to proactively reach out to them and figure out what's the reason, right? What's the reason this person, haven't started the trial yet, but this person registered. So we're trying to figure out all the things using the data. That's important thing, of course. And each salesperson has, for example, each day we do have certain amount of trial users that actually registers, and the salespeople, they actually checking those lists, trying to engage those people into the conversations, and of course to support them and to answer all the ongoing questions.
So what I'm hearing is, and just correct me if I'm wrong on this, but you're not just reaching out saying, "Hey, thanks for signing up. How can I help you?" But you are checking the data, you're checking the usage statistics, and reaching out to them with some level of insight and say, "Hey, we notice that you're stuck at this level of the
Right.
process. Here's how you can do X, Y, Z."
Yeah,
Is this correct?
That's correct. And also, I just want to let you know that it's not about the qualification on this stage, right? We do not reach out to people that are good enough to be reached out, right? We reach out to every user that if it's a real person, if it's a real company, of course they will get the contact. They will get the opportunity to use our insights, to use our support, to use our knowledge, to be more educated and to be more successful within the trial period or premium usage period.
Gotcha. I love this. I love this. So let's take this to the next level. So I think listeners, myself, we really understand the process right now. Now, what is the component of this process? How big is email automation in this process?
Right. So we use email automation a lot. That's definitely important part. That's just the part of the process. That's important, right? That's not the whole process. We do not sell, we do not send those emails and keep our fingers crossed for the user to onboard. We do not do that. We do that to engage them into the conversation. And what we do is that we send those messages in the right context, because users, they are on the different stages. Some of them, they are ready to send campaigns. Some of them, they cannot configure an email account, cannot figure out how the technical stuff works. So our task is to figure out what's the stage of their onboarding process, or of their knowledge, or of their experience with the platform. And after that, we're trying to reach out to engage them into the conversation and to help them personally. That's the most important thing. So to answer your question, we have created email automation to engage them into the conversation and to talk with the sales team, with the customer success team, to get the most of the trial period.
This is so good, and I feel that this is a really great point that a lot of people should focus on. So you're saying you're using email automation to sort of create that platform to engage the prospects, the lead on a human conversation. So it's not just sending emails and hoping and praying that they eventually
It doesn't work.
convert, but
It
you want to
doesn't
help
work.
them. Right.
Yes, because people, like a lot of sales coaches, they are talking about the trust. It's not possible to build this trust by sending automatic emails. So that's a really important point. You need to meet the person in person. You need to talk to them. You need to answer the questions, because we do not sell we do not sell, I don't know, we are not as Spotify or iTunes platform. It's not so easy, right? We're talking about B2B cold email campaigns, right? And Kwesi, you're a cold email professional, so you know that you need to educate people. Not everyone knows how to send cold emails, how to do it technically, and how to do it conceptually, right? So that's why we really invest in people, in the sales team, in an inbound sales team, in customer success team, to educate people and to support them on every stage of the process. So just interesting fact, because when we have started in 2015, of course, we were thinking that cold emailing and cold email automation, that's something that should be useful.
Right.
But on that stage, we didn't have many clients. We were trying to get a lot of insights from them. How do they send emails? What rates do they get? What kind of emails do they send? And we help them on every stage. And also, we used to get those insights that were really valuable for us about user experience, right, in sending cold emails. And this personal touch, this personal contact with those people help us to understand better the needs. And that's what we keep doing even today. So we are not saying, okay, so what ROE I'll get, right? If I invest time to talk with this client. We do not think in that. We do a step further. We're trying to do everything so the client will succeed, right?
Yeah. And I feel that when a lot of people think about automation and cold emails or any sort of system, they feel that it's depersonalizing the relationship and just letting a machine do all the work. But the reason I really love the perspective your team and you guys are taking is you want to be human, you want to face, and I talk a lot about being human and vulnerable in how you reach out, but you take it to the next level and engage with your prospects on a one-to-one basis, know their needs and challenges. And I feel that's something that a lot of businesses can benefit from. Are there any additional tactics that you guys use when you get on the calls or even in the email automation process? What are some of the, maybe you can share one more or two more tactics that you're using?
So we didn't have any tactics basically, but we have some good practices that we use. Of course, we use Woodpecker for inbound sales a lot, to tell the truth. So it's interesting because Woodpecker is a tool that was designed specifically for cold emails, but we use it for inbound emails a lot. So definitely that helps us a lot. So we have different multiple integrations with the CRM system. We use Pipedrive as a CRM system. Recently, we launched a native integration with Pipedrive. So definitely it helped us a lot to automate the inbound sales process. So basically what we do, we use Pipedrive stages to trigger different campaigns in Woodpecker to our trial users into the conversation. So definitely this workflow works for us well. But of course, salespeople use different channels to reach out to people, right? So
let me break it down. I think the technical language. So you're saying that in your CRM system, if a lead comes in and automatically you schedule the lead to get into a stage in your pipeline, if the lead hits that stage, then automatically the email would send or a campaign would begin for that lead in Woodpecker or whichever platform the person is using.
Right, but the first stage is Woodpecker. When somebody registers for a trial, we can see this person on the list in Woodpecker, but Woodpecker doesn't send those welcome emails like when somebody registers. We check the person website, and after that, if the person is qualified, if it's not Gmail, no company, no first name, and so on, this person gets to our pipeline. And after that, in our pipeline, we do have different stages that triggers multiple campaigns in Woodpecker.
Gotcha. No, I just wanted to delve into a bit of a detail so listeners can actually get something. So what I'm getting is when they get in, you pre-qualify them to make sure that they're sort of marketing qualified. They're a company. They kind of check the website to see if there's a good fit. And once you do that, you funnel them into the campaign. Let's kind of, just to wrap up the conversation, I want us to take it to another level as well. So let's say they already, they converted from free to paid users. Now, how do you still engage with them with email so that they can ultimately become champions of your product and, even bring in more people to use it?
So we are the champions, my friend. We simply sing this song. All right. So, of course, it's not a secret. So we do have a support team that is more reactive. So once somebody needs help, of course, there is always a support team that will answer all the questions and so on. But we do have the customer success team. It's a bit similar to inbound sales team. It's more proactive. Again, we use data to check how it goes and to check if anybody has a problem, and we're trying to proactively solve those problems before the client knows about this problem. I mean, we can reach out and I don't know, hey John, do you need help with the email body and so on. So we do have tools to check this, of course, and we're trying to help our users as much as we can, of course, and we're trying to be in touch with them. We're trying to talk to them, and it's really important. So basically, we do have 100 conversations during the months, simply talking to our clients, to our trial users and clients, trying to help them.
Just to put it in context, how many free trials? I'm not sure if you can disclose this number, but how many inbound free users do you get?
I can tell you how many clients we get. So that's around 250 plus new clients each month. So we're growing really fast, and that's, of course, that's because of the product, because people love the product, because it's simple, but definitely that's because of inbound sales team, because around 40% of those people are onboarded by our inbound sales team. I mean, if you have 250 people that buy our product each month, 40% of them do have the contact with the sales team. My message is that human touch is important.
Fascinating. I love it. Hey, thanks so much. This has been really great. Be human when you reach out. Of course, use automation to help you, but let it advance the conversation. It's not the end all be it all automation, but you can use that to drive meaningful conversations. And this has been great. So Vovik, how can people learn more about Woodpecker yourself and test drive?
Of course, I invite everybody to join our trial at Woodpecker.co. And I hope we'll be able to meet in person.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Right, thanks so much, Vovik.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to the Art of Appointment Setting podcast with Tsybulskyi. Find out more about how to get high-value appointments at Katallyze.io. And while you're there, check out the free resources for appointment setting. And be listening for the next episode of the Art of Appointment Setting podcast.